Your probation officer will introduce themselves to you and take you to their office. The first item of discussion is usually the court order, which lists the offense, the length of probation, the fees and costs, and anything else the court specifically orders. The offender reads through the court order with the probation officer, and then signs and dates it. Next is terms and conditions of probation. I went over each condition verbally with an offender and had them initial each condition, indicating they had also read the condition as well as heard it verbally. Then the offender would sign at the bottom of the terms and conditions document. Next I would assess the offender's level of supervision, which would tell me whether the offender needed to be seen every other month, minimum, once a month, medium, or twice a month, maximum. At this time I would glance over the assessments to get a general idea of where the offender was at when it came to alcohol and drugs, and kind of mentally compare their self-report to their criminal history. Oftentimes if there's an alcohol or drug problem we would see alcohol or drug-related arrests, DUI, possession of drugs or paraphernalia, public intoxication, resisting arrest, etc. I would then scan the self-assessments for any indication of mental health issues. Surprisingly, most offenders with mental health issues are pretty open about it. Occasionally, an offender would already be in mental health treatment, but more often they were untreated, so I would have to start thinking of where to send them for treatment. Next I would go over fees and costs with the offender, and explain each fee and what it was going to go toward. At this point I would take the time to just talk to the offender about themselves, how the offense occurred, living conditions, their family relationships, mental health and alcohol drug use, and whether or not they felt they needed treatment. Most thought they did not, most did, the benefits of treatment, employment, income, hobbies and likes, and their thoughts on the victim. Most are in denial of how deeply they may have hurt the victim. I gave the offender an opportunity to ask as many questions as they had. I think it's important to spend that time talking with the offender. It helps build trust and rapport between the offender and the probation officer. Finally, I would give the offender his/her treatment referrals. I would give the offender copies of everything he or she signed for his/her records. I would give the offender their next appointment and make sure they had my business card. The last thing I would do is escort the offender to the on-site company that did our drug testing for a UA. After they gave their UA they were free to go. We would discuss the results of the UA at the next appointment, at which point, depending on the results of the UA, the offender might be put on a random UA program. Most of the offenders I supervised were on random UAs. Thank you.